the pictures. How is it going home?
It's going really good. Right now we're like in the moving process, so we're like cleaning the whole apartment, deep cleaning. Um, she has Becca has a part to fix on her car. It's like $180. So we're also like really trying to work right now. I'm waiting for this big check to come in and
Yeah.
get a brand new car, get my brand new own car that I pay with my own money.
Your own first brand new car? Wow. What are you going to get? Do you know?
I'm like leaning towards like a Jeep or a truck because like I haul a lot of things, and especially like if I get my own hauler, we want to get a trailer and go like and travel everywhere. So
Plus, it
that's
also is going to fit your image, You know,
like
got to have a truck. No,
everybody calls me like a nomad because I'm always in like in one spot. Like I've been like to Texas, Georgia, New York, like I've been everywhere. And so like when everyone asks me, like my friends like, hey, where you at? I'm like, hey, I'm in so and so. Like, what? Why are you there?
that's great. I'm glad you got and seen the world and everything. So we're talking about Instagram, which I know is your handle, Alpha Trans, and you're doing something that is unique in that you're not only just talking about, being out, but you're showing yourself in a very, very positive way. It's the first time I've actually seen you from the waist up, except for like, a selfie or picture. This is, really celebrating your authentic body. Would you tell us a little bit about what got you into this?
Um, they asked me part to be part of the project, and I was like, and they said who else was gonna be there. I was like, oh no way, like this is gonna be so cool, and like we were talking about ideas of like whether or not we were gonna do the singlet or not, because I was like kind of like uncomfy about it because I'm getting into like a fighting like type of style with what I want to progress in for profession throughout like the rest of my life, and I feel like wrestling is kind of like done. And when I saw it and when I got there, I was like, yo, this singlet is so cool. And everyone there was just so uplifting, and it was such like an awesome crowd to be around. And it's even better to know that I'm doing this because all of the shredded paper and everything that's coming from these bills are being created into like this beautiful like symbolic thing for our community, and it's an awesome thing to do.
You said singlet, so that's a piece of uniform that MMA fighters wear. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, like the singlet was cool, but it was like super tight, and like I like a certain type of like singlet when I wear, but it was really cool though. I've never worn like something like that bright before. I'm like my colors are really more like dark, like red, like black, and like gray, but yeah, it was
How'd you
really
feel?
cool.
How'd you feel about being topless, chest aware, being able to show your authentic chest?
It was awesome. Ever since I've gotten top surgery, it's been a blessing every single day to just be able to like take off my shirt. And sometimes like every now and then I'm kind of like I'll get like kind of like uncomfy or like changing around somebody. Like for instance, when I do these projects, they ask me like when I'm doing wardrobe and everything, and they're like, "Do you want to like go change? Like, like is it just a shirt?" And I'm just like, "Should I change?" I'm like, "Nah, I can just change right here."
Now, why does it say, let me just make sure I get it right here. The message says, you fight, you fight, you fight, you fight until you win. Tell me why that's important to you.
I mean, I feel like in every situation that has been thrown my way in life right now, um, I just feel like I've had to fight, no matter whether it's on the mat or off the mat, and being able to transition that character that I've been for so long as a wrestler and transition it into the life that I'm now leading into, fighting these legislators, fighting the negativity in our community and multiple communities, in multiple social institutions that we talk about today. And if you're not a fighter, you're not going to get anywhere in life. You're not going to be able, you're going to just drown. You're going to drown in your mistakes that you make for yourself, because things that we go through in life, like it sometimes gets hard, and you got to know when to be able to turn on that beast mode and be like, hey, it's like time to go. It's ready to go.
I love it. A lot's changed since you made the Change in the Game documentary. Now people are discovering it for the first time on Hulu. What do you want people who are seeing that for the first time? Maybe they're finding you through this campaign and they want to know the difference between that Mack Beggs who was wrestling in high school and this Mack Beggs who is ready to fight.
I think just like the different, there's really no difference besides the fact that I'm not really a college athlete anymore. I'm just now more just a guy trying to seek out knowledge, be intellectual, help the world, and not just help my community, but other communities and other movements that I want to be a part of and be able to be a bigger change than myself than what I've just already done. Like, I feel like I'm not done and I don't want to be done.
Oh, you'll never be done. Just like transition is never really done. Our fight is never done, right?
No, it's not.
Tell me about college. You still have what, one more year to go?
Yeah, about a year. I'm hoping it's not a little more than that, but I'm stacking up on some classes this next couple of quarters, and I don't know how I'm gonna feel about it, but I definitely can take the work overload.
Understood. And you had identified healthcare as a possible career for yourself. Is that still on the horizon?
Yeah, I want to be a gender therapist. I gotta get that degree in my hand first. I could really just say that, hey, I want to be a therapist, but until I like degrees in my hand, like I can only talk about it.
Well, you do a lot of great talking about it. I have to be honest. I loved when you and Cece were talking prior to the Olympics about what it meant to be able to see us competing. What were you doing there in the Olympics? I'm sorry Cece didn't make it. She should have, and we still don't know really why. But I'll tell you, the fact that we did have Alana Smith and we had, our New Zealand weightlifter, and of course our BMX friend Chelsea Wolf. What did it feel like to you to see the history made at the Olympics?
I think it's awesome to see the progression just from the past less than 10 years of just how far the community has come, and not just ourselves, but to other people in the world. And especially to be able to represent our community on a platform like that at the Olympics, I think I would be very proud as an American if I was wearing the USA flag right now. I think even though there's a lot of hurt going on in our country, we're definitely on the big platforms. We're definitely representing it in the best way. And the only thing that we can do is just trickle down the effect. So I'm very happy for those trans athletes that got to be able to carry that pride. Like I get like a little teary about it. It's awesome. I got dreams and aspirations like that, but that's not my path right now. So I'm so happy for them.
Well, you've blazed your own trail, so be proud of what you've done, right? And I'm happy for them too. And just like with Andrea Yearwood, she's decided not to pursue sports, but she has already blazed her trail and is still a role model for a lot of trans youth. What message do you want this Instagram campaign to send to both trans and cisgender youth who really, the high school years, it's really all about finding who you are.
Yeah, I feel like, there's so much pressure on kids telling them what to be or what to do. But, I feel like to see people live in their truth and to see people that can relate to them can definitely spark those dreams that they really want to become real when you go to college and you step out in the world, finding your first love, like all those types of things. And I'm glad to be one of those people and to represent the trans community like that, especially as an athlete. Like I'm definitely not done as an athlete. Like wrestling is done, but like I'm so ready to like hit like the pro mats, like for real, and hit the octagon. I think the lights on would be awesome. It's like bask in it. This shit would be awesome. Even if I got my ass beat, like that's like awesome.
Well, you know what? It could happen either way. I have a feeling you'll do pretty well. What's your message to those UFC and other fighters who you might compete against? Should they look out? Are they ready for Mac the Beast?
I don't think they're ready for the type of weight how I carry it. I feel like a lot of fighters carry the weight in a way that's for show, and they're like, oh, I don't do this for show. I'm just like, I just want to be able to like Khabib, Like Khabib, I feel like is gonna be a fighter that's gonna be remembered throughout time, and that's somebody who I aspire to be as a fighter. He has
And
so much respect for everybody.
there's been a lot of anti-trans sentiment ever since Fallon Fox came out, and she was, almost outed. She had to come out because she was being outed. Um, the trans community isn't always welcome in the octagon. What do you think about that?
I mean, I just gotta keep fighting. You gotta fight and fight and fight in order to win. Exactly. time,
It sounds like a good slogan. I always ask this question. Go
time
ahead.
can just tell. Time can just tell.
That's right. As you know, I ask this question at the end of every interview. Mac, is there anything I didn't ask you? Anything that Megan wants to make sure we include? Anything that is important to this campaign that we want to make sure we get in?
For you allies out there and everybody wanting to help in this fight and cause, and having trans representation not be barred by states, make sure that you're keeping updated with being an ally, and you're doing your part. Always be doing your part. There's always something you could do, and your voice matters.
Very true. I always tell people, if you don't want to march or hold a sign or whatever, when somebody tells an anti-trans joke, a tranny joke, or something like that, stop somebody. Tell them that's not cool. Maybe just stand up for us.
Accountability. It's taking accountability for your morals and your values, and once you start committing to that as you and internally as a person, like everything else like becomes like it's out energy.
I was talking to two trans guys at a bar the other night. It's funny how we all congregate together whenever we're out. It's like, oh, we found the trans table. And these two trans guys were saying to me that they didn't feel erased so much by being, cis appearing, but
Yeah,
they did feel in a way as if, finally they were recognized as guys, that people just took them as guys. And they said that to them, it was just really cool that people just didn't judge them based on their appearance or their voice or their body hair or anything like that.
yeah. I get asked that, like, with like when someone's like at least brings across the question of how do you feel like passing as like as a cis white male. And I'm just like, I mean, it's my entire truth. This is what I wanted. This is who I am. Like, how am I supposed to feel about it? Like, I mean, yeah, I feel great. Like, I finally got what I wanted.
I think people just don't understand. They just don't get it, and you did what you did because you wanted to be who you are on the outside as well as who you are on the inside, right?
Yeah,
Simple.
doing that at a young age and like making that fast transition, like it seems slow like then, but when you look back on it, it happened like super fast, and like I'm glad it did because it's who I was. If it didn't, I don't know where I would be.
Yeah, well, you're still with us, and that's the most important part. I'm very happy about that.